Well, howdy, Willis is here, and Foster's going to join us here shortly, but we're here in Plano, Texas, and we're at the Heritage Farmstead Museum. I'm here with the Executive Director, Hal Simon. And Hal, tell us something about this fabulous piece of history right here in the heart of Plano.
Well, this is actually one of the only remaining original farms in the area. It's on its original location, which is comparatively unusual. It's 4 acres of originally 360 acres. There's a main house built in 1891, and all of the farm outbuildings still exist. You know, most original properties that are around, the outbuildings have been torn down over the years. So it really provides a slice of life for the late 19th and early 20th centuries.
Well, Hal, Foster and Willis are going to take a walking tour now of this fabulous place that literally there's a shopping center right down there, there's shopping over here, there's homes all around. And folks, as we take you on this, just imagine this was one time just woods and farmland. And out in the middle of nowhere. Who would have thought that right here in Plano, Texas, that was it the Farrell family?
The Farrell Wilson family. It was 2 families. Mrs. Amy Wilson was the matriarch of the family.
And you're seeing her picture right now. And how long does she live here?
Miss Amy lived here up through the early 1970s.
Wow. Well, folks, we're getting ready to take you on a fabulous tour of this wonderful place. Old Foster.
Can't wait, Will. Let's go at it.
Let's go get them. Okay, well, thank you, Hal.
Certainly. Y'all watch out for those sheep.
Okay. All right, we will. Foster, watch out for those sheep.
Will do. Will do.
Okay. All right. Let's go on a tour.
Come on.
Well, friends, Hal Simon just gave us a wonderful introduction. Here we are walking down a pathway that's going to lead to the back area where we're going to tour all the buildings. And Foster, as you can see, we're coming up on the back side of the family home, which we're going to tour here at the very end of our little tour. What is this?
What a beautiful, beautiful example of 19th century Victorian architecture. This is amazing if you consider this was built in the middle of nowhere at its time of construction.
Yeah, you know, this Farrell Wilson house, as Hal said, dates back to 1891, and it's the shingle end style that was preferred in the late Victorian times. And it's just a fantastic visual of the good old days.
Could you imagine, though, the Caddo Indians riding up here and seeing this house in the middle of nowhere?
My goodness. Well, here we just got through looking at the potting shed and the root cellar. Well, anyway, there's an underground basement or a root cellar right next there. You just saw it. Was originally used as a storm cellar, but when it started to leak, another storm cellar was built. We just looked at that, and man, this is fascinating, Foster. Well, here's the livestock area, and there's Jack. What is that? Is that a big old goat?
Well, he looks like my cousin Jack, actually. He's a good-looking fella.
Yeah, he is. And all those sheep right there, they're old. Hey, watch your hands there, Foster.
Oh, he's gentle. He's gentle as can be.
Well, they raised a lot of sheep here. In fact, in 1928, this farm had 100 chickens, 76 sheep, 9 mules, 2 horses, and 7 cows. You know, Foster, most typical farms had at least 2 cows for milk, and 1 acre of hay is required for each milk cow to graze in. Man, that's a lot.
That's a lot. It's an amazing statistic. You know, Will, this is yet another good reason folks ought to bring their kids out here to see what farm life was like and see these animals. The animals are gentle. You can come out and feed them. You can see all different types of animals that you'd find on a farm and the way farm life was. It's a great picture for kids today to understand our history in this neck of the woods.
Well, here's the wiki up, and that was an example. Here's old Foster and I in there, and the kinds of structures built by the Caddo Native Americans. This is where the Caddo Indians were. They were indigenous to this region, and this is one of their wigwams. And can you imagine that the Caddo Indians once roamed this area? Very peaceful tribe. Where we're at now is at the corn crib, and this was moved from Oklahoma here to the homestead, and they kept corn in there, right, Foster?
Absolutely. This is an authentic Oklahoma corn crib, as authentic Oklahoman as I am.
Yeah, and y'all would get your corn out of there. You'd live in here and
in fact,
go to school.
I think this is where I grew up. I'm not sure.
Well, anyway, It's a beautiful place. Okay. Here's a little cemetery. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, it was common practice to set aside a small plot on a farm in which to bury loved ones.
You know, Will, these stones are not from a cemetery located here. They were relocated from another cemetery that had to be moved, and they brought these stones here to give us a feel for the layout of a gravesite on a family plot.
Well, friends, here we are in that unbelievable one-room schoolroom. How do you say that?
Well, looks like the way it was, Will. I tell you what, back then it wasn't one grade in a room, it was all the kids in one school. The teacher had to adjust the curriculum based upon the age and the skill of each child.
Well, I tell you what, folks, this was an actual classroom. And there's the bell to call the kids into class. And you know what, Foster? I bet you went to school like this in Oklahoma.
In Oklahoma, a building very similar to this. In fact, I think this may be my original desk.
You know what? I think this was your classroom at Oklahoma State University.
I graduated 8th grade out of the university, yeah.
Yeah. So, folks, this is an actual classroom back in the 1890s, early 1900s. Here's the old potbelly stove here and the old chalkboard up there. Man, I could just hear little Susie just riding her fingernails right down that thing.
Boy, I love that sound.
And then there's the organ.
It's a pump organ, Will.
Wow. Man, this brings back memories, doesn't it?
Beautiful, wonderful, very patriotic, got the flag, great remembrances of our country leadership on the wall.
Hey, there's 48 stars on that flag.
Well, I remember those days, don't you?
Yeah. I was just born when Texas came in.
Well, I heard you were just older than Moses.
Anyway, folks, we're going to move on to some really neat stuff here at the Heritage Farmstead Museum. And now we're in the Young house. Notice there's no upstairs. It was they had to remove that upper stair. You're looking up there, see that door leading out to nowhere. Well, that used to lead outside to a porch area. And Gladys Young was the last inhabitant of this home, and the daughter of its builder lived in the Young house for her entire 94 years without the benefit of indoor plumbing. And here we are in the main house. And what a beautiful place this is. And friends, someday we'll have to do something special just with this incredible house. Well, Foster, we're almost out of time, buddy.
Yeah, it's been a great tour, Will. I love this place. We want to come back soon, bring the grandkids. Folks, bring your kids out here to see this, get a real flavor for the way life was.
Well, friends, this is where you start and you end the tour here at the Heritage Farmstead. The Heritage Farmstead, what is it called?
I'd call it a museum. I'd call it a historical site. I'd call it a place for the family.
There you go. It is the place to come to, folks. You can't miss it. Got the website up here. Go to it. Take a Saturday, a Sunday off to come bring your kids, your loved ones out here. It's phenomenal. It's just a donation. So, Foster, what do you think?
I think this is a great place for the whole family to learn about the way life was on the Great Plains of Texas years ago.
That's right. So
step back in time.
So Willis gives it a double thumb up.
Me too, Will. 2 thumbs up. Come on down, folks. Very reasonable pricing for family fun and entertainment here at the Heritage Farmstead Museum.
Bye-bye now. We'll see you later.